Today, we will be discussing and looking at the Adirondack Watershed. This watershed is located within the Adirondack State Park in upstate New York. The Adirondacks were created by small alpine glaciers. These glaciers shape many of the lakes that we can now see. Currently, a large concern for this watershed is the introduction of invasive species. An invasive species is any organism that is non-native and does not interact well with other species within the area. These invaders cause major ecological and economical damage. Today, we will be looking at two different species that have caused major destruction to the Adirondack watershed. The first organism we will be looking at is water chestnut. The scientific name is Trapa natans. Other names for this plant are waternut, horned water chestnut, water caltrop, and bullnut. Water chestnut is native to Europe, Asia, and Africa. It was brought to the U.S. originally for ornamental purposes. There are 4 characteristics that allow the water chestnut to be easily identified. Here's a picture of the plant, and all of the parts are laid out and pointed to. The first label at the top is pointing to the fruit of the plant, which has barbs and sharp spines. The next label is pointing to the feathery leaves that are submergent. Following this is the inflated petioles on the stem. Finally, the last label in the bottom corner is the triangle-shaped leaves that float on the surface of the water. The leaves will be the first thing you will see when entering an infected waterway. The easiest way this plant spreads is when the fruit detaches from the stem and it floats around to another area. Most of the time, the water chestnut will cling to recreational watercrafts, boat trailers, or any type of fishing equipment. Here we can see the distribution of water chestnut in the United States and New York. When water chestnut enters our waterways, they form dense rooted vegetation, making it very difficult to recreate. This vegetation shades out native aquatic plants, which normally create shelter and habitat for fish, birds, and insects. Even if the fruit sinks to the bottom, the seeds still remain viable for many years proceeding. But there is hope. What we can do is we can clean, we can drain, and we can dry our watercrafts, our trailers, and equipment before and after every single use. The current methods of removing water chestnut from our waterways are manual, chemical, and mechanical. Currently, scientists are working on biological control methods to help remove them. The next organism we're going to look at is the zebra mussel. The scientific name is Dracaena polymorpha. The zebra mussel is native to the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. It was originally brought to the U.S. unintentionally. It just took one ship for the larval mussel to be released during a ballast exchange in the Great Lakes. When identifying a zebra mussel, you want to look for a triangular or D-shaped shell with a striped pattern. It's usually black, white, or a combination of both. It's completely stable when it's placed on its flattened underside. Here we see a distribution map of the zebra mussel in the U.S. as well as the Adirondacks. Zebra mussels cause most of their damage because they are filter feeders, which means they reduce the natural filtration rate by filtering out the algae from the water, making it more clear. They also cause major economical damage by clogging pipes, pumps, boat hulls, and many water systems. Zebra mussels are very difficult to remove. Currently, we are using heat, chemical, and mechanical removal methods to remove them from our waterways and our pipes. The APA, or Adirondack Park Agency, is creating a big push to remove these invasive species from our waterways. By doing this, they're creating boat wash stations, as you see here on the map, all over the park. These wash stations are the last step before a boater can bring in an invasive species to our watersheds.